And we are live. Let me adjust this real quick. Oh, so many comments already. I apologize, guys. 2 minutes late. Bob Seaver first. Thanks, Bob. Glenn Isia second. Okay. Do you think John will win against Devon? No, to be honest. Let me clean the lens. I don't think so. We'll discuss it. This is a big topic for today's live. Top CQ. Nonin? What is Nonin? Glenn. John has a long history behind him, so I'm sure his condition will rise pretty quickly. I think his condition is already rising. It is improving. John is doing great. Stacy Morgan in the house. What's up, Stacy? When it comes to winning the game, though, I'm skeptical. This match you're talking about, Devon Larratt match. So first, let's talk about why I was 2 minutes late. I went to my home after a very long time, like 5 6 months ago, and I removed all the setups, the lights, and everything. And then I came back just 6 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago. I realized I have to set everything up for the live stream. That is why I was late. Okay. The arm wrestling opinion. Well, it is confirmed. If you want to win your stake, just pick the opposite side of Todd Hutchings' prediction. I haven't paid attention to Todd Hutchings' predictions. Is he always wrong? Waiting for Pradeep's opinion. Stacey Morgan. About Devon Larratt match, I think I am pretty clear about it. First of all, it has to be a shutout stakes match. For some of you, if you don't know what shutout stake is, basically where one guy is not supposed to win any round. To win the betting, your athlete needs to win all the rounds. So I think it has to be a shutout stakes. Otherwise, it won't make any sense. Devon needs to win all 6 rounds. And right now, Devon is not so respectful for John Brzenk. Before the match, he will be doing some really good trash talks. But during the match, I'm kind of worried that Devon may start to get a little bit more respectful towards John. He may give him a round or two. So for that, I think it has to be a shutout stakes match. I don't want athletes respecting each other during rounds. Before the match, after the match, completely fine, but not during the match. I totally hate it. And about women arm wrestling, I hope I do not offend anyone by saying this. You must have seen something about women arm wrestling. Women are constantly laughing. They are really happy even when they are losing and hugging each other and saying good things to each other. Always, you will most likely like watch women's matches. 90% of them you will see them losing very gracefully. Even during the match when they are losing, they're laughing. I don't really like that thing, man. So I hope it is not something like that. All the respect should be kept separate for before and after the matches. I think Irakli versus John is much better. Glenn. Yeah, I was thinking about the same. So Levan and Irakli both are in Dubai. Levan has to leave Dubai on, I think, 1st or 2nd of December, but Irakli is going to stay there. So Larry Wheels is trying to find a match for him. Right now, the match is Ryan Bowen. Ryan is doing some negotiations for the match. I don't know what the negotiations are. So they're trying to find a match for him. And I really think it would have been a good match. John Brzenk versus Irakli. And Ryan Bowen versus Irakli, I don't think it is a good match. And John Brzenk versus Devon, I don't think it is a good match either. So bit of mismatches. And I said in my last video that I think Core Sport World and Larry Wheels PR Lifestyle, they want close matches. And someone corrected me, they cannot want close matches if they have already set up a John Brzenk versus Devon Larratt match, because it is not going to be closed. And I kind of agree with that. So right now, I think they want, what do I say, more numbers, people who bring more numbers, not necessarily the close matches. So Devon and John are going to bring more numbers. Devon for sure. Devon is constantly promoting everywhere. He's really active on Facebook, uploading tens of stories. Same with Instagram, dozens of stories every day. He's really active and really good at promoting. Ronin Unleashed. Hey Pradeep, what's up? Josh. Hey brother. Thanks for being here. And thanks for correcting me in one of my videos about the Travis Bajent comment. Like, yeah, Irakli versus John would have been a great matchup, but like you said, John versus Devon naturally brings a ton of PPVs. I agree. I was trying to buy the pay per view yesterday, and I think the website is not working. We tried with a couple of different IDs and everything, couldn't buy. Nate Diaz, Neat Diaz, Neat Ideas. I was pronouncing it Nate Diaz. Neat Ideas, I agree. Ronin Unleashed, John won me some cash. Against Paulin, really great. Josh Rowe. I think the staking needs to change to only winner gets percentage. Maybe. Sumitro Jana, you're continuously deleting your comments. Why? Josh Bowen stands no chance with Irakli. I would have to agree with that. I kind of like Ryan Bowen. And by the way, talking about Ryan Bowen, did you guys just watch the delusional Ryan Bowen series, fifth edition, that dropped today on Arm Wrestling Bible YouTube channel? I think the best one so far, 9 minute video, and I can only assume it must have taken at least tens of hours of editing to compile and really think about those moments. Like when John Burzing, Pabnaful, I think it is Pabnaful P. Mohammed. I'll read your super chat. So I think when you when Ryan Bowen says something and you need to go back sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago when he said completely opposite, you really need to think that, then find that clip, that footage, and then add them together. And in that 9 minute video, Ray Strong, Arm Wrestling Bible, has done it at least 20 times. So I can only salute that guy, how much time that video would have taken him to finish. Pabnaful with a super chat. Thank you, Mohammed. Hey, Pradeep Mohammed here. I don't believe John will get a single pin versus Devon, and I say that as the most loyal fan of John. Do you believe John versus Irakli is a better matchup? Yes, yes, we just talked about it, and I was, I would not like to say I was disappointed, but man, this is not really a match. John Brzenk versus Devon Larratt cannot be a match. John Brzezink's hand, his side pressure looks to to my untrained eyes, his side pressure looks even stronger than what he was before, without his wrist, obviously. And but his hand is not the same. John Brzezink's hand, who can open Hadzimurad Zoloev and can open Devon Larratt in 2015. I don't think John has the same hand right now. So I'm, for some reason, Engin is very technical about his explanations. Engin said that Zoloev can Zoloev can lose to John Brzezinski. John Brzezinski has a better chance of beating Zoloev, and I don't really see that happening, because when in 2015 John Brzezinski can open Zoloev, he let him get into the hook and just there. So at that time, am I hanging? At that time, Zoloev was what, 80 to 83 kilos, and right now he's 93 kilos, and John Brzezinski cannot be the at the same strength level as he was back then. So I'm really having a hard time believing that John Brzezinski can do anything with Devon Larratt, anything, because his not hand is not the same, and endurance wise, even in 2015, even a 225-pound version of Devon Larratt was beating John in a hook. So I don't think it is going to be a match in a hook, and I don't think John can top roll him. Irakli versus John can be a really good matchup. I think both are going to end up with a broken back wrist. It's up to who has more side pressure. Maybe I think maybe Irakli can definitely take some pins of John Brzezinski because he's fast and explosive as well. But that would have been a really good match. Did I miss any chat? Josh, I think the staking needs. Okay, I've already read that. Bone stands no chance. Devon will probably be 50 pounds heavier in a great experienced arm wrestler. That weight difference is alone is difficult to overcome, right? Devon Devon has never been below 270 pounds, I guess, since his fight with Michael Todd. His match with Michael Todd in May, May 28th. So he's already over 270 pounds, and I don't think he's going to gain some match for this. Maybe I won't be shocked, just to respect John Brzezinski. He does not increase his weight at all, or maybe even show up at 265 pounds or something like that. Stacy Morgan with a super chat. Pebnaful super chat looked lonely. What? Did I miss any super chat? Sorry, Stacy. I did not understand your super chat. Just type. Do not need to super chat. Bowen stands. Okay. I think John will be closer to Devon than he's getting credit for. In his hand, John Brzenk, like he is still really confident that he has the style to beat John Brzenk, beat Devon Larratt. But in 2015, Devon wasn't able to slip against him, and since then, Devon always talks about just letting go. You should not keep hold. You should not try to hold on to things in life and in arm wrestling. He always says things like that. I think he has dedicated his entire life to learn the art of slipping. If Devon slips and the match is in the straps, I think it is over for John Brzenk. Outside of straps, maybe John can shock him once. Devon, I still believe he will get the slip near the pin pad. I don't think John can pin him. Irakli out there making Levan work arm wrestling. Meanwhile, Bowen just got steamrolled by Lachlan. Not even close. Hmm. Irakli is not making Levan work. He is his training partner, and Levan always gives something. Always gives something. Fighting him like that. Even the video dropped today or yesterday when Levan like really cups from the beginning of the go. Irakli has nothing for him. Titan Thanos. You skipping the match. You skipping the match, Pradeep. What match? Cricket. Yeah, I have stopped watching cricket. Today is, by the way, is India versus Pakistan cricket, like really big. One of the biggest things you can imagine in terms of sport in our country. I just saw a Dream 11 ad, something like that. 50 crore rupees on betting in that match. We can bet on Dream 11. What is that? How many million dollars? I don't remember. Pebnaful, thanks for super chat again. Ronin Unleashed. John is still good enough to hang with top middleweights and maybe some good heavyweights, but he doesn't stand a chance against top super heavyweights anymore. And someone mentioned that John Brzenk versus Dennis Siplankov. That would have been a really good match, and I would have loved to see that. I would have still favored Dennis in that match. I still think Dennis would have too much for John Brzenk because Dennis, even in his washed up version, kind of, Dennis is still around 125 kilos at least, and that would have been a really good match. Really, like none of the match would have ended in less than 20-25 seconds, I guess. But I would have favored Dennis, and for a very short period of time, the match against Alexei Vovoda it was also mentioned. And after that, I have seen Alexei Vovoda upload two arm wrestling training videos. He was cupping with a handle and one arm wrestling sparring session. Man, if he's still training for arm wrestling, why isn't he there at King of the Table against John Brzenk? Please let me know. Have you seen those three videos on his Instagram that I'm talking about? Really interesting to see. The sad truth. Edgar. Devon's reputation rests on a sole match with Michael Todd, the only match he had in 3 years. Yes, cannot argue with that. Not 3 years. I would not say 3 years. In 2019, WL 2019, he beat Dave Chaffee, he beat Todd Hutchings 3-0, and Wagner. Wagner was in 2018, I guess. I don't remember. But I think he had three matches before that, and he won all three of them after his loss to Dennis. Maybe Matt Mask versus John would have been a good match. No, Matt Mask versus John was a good match in UAL in 2014 or 15, I guess it was. I think 14. It was a good match then. And I think Matt is stronger now, and John is a little bit weaker now. I think Matt beats John easy. Ronin Unleashed. John is an animal. Impressive he's doing what he's doing with 6 years off at 57 age, right? Pabnapul. Stacy meant very few super chats. Okay. Right. That's enough. That's more than enough. And that is the you were talking about super chats. It is a really blessing to have to be living here. Like things are cheap here in India. Like you can afford house rent. We were talking about like $10 super chat Mohammed gave me. About $15 means hotel room for one night here. $15. If you're looking for a good room, maybe $25, something like that. So $10 mean a lot here. Thank you very much, guys. Like I would say in India, you can go full time on YouTube if you are able to earn $1,000 a month. You can go full time with $1,000 with your family, not alone. You, your wife, and maybe one kid. Three guys, more than enough. $1,000. Benjamin, what's up, peeps? What's up, Benjamin? Adam, hello, Pradeep, and everyone. I just want to wish everyone a good day. Bye. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for being here. I'm not sure if you're still here. You bye too. I think you're left. You have left. Sumit Rojana, but we know Devon will now get him surely true. Okay, the goat. Toop Karcher, goat. That was a funny photo. I saw one photo in on Facebook. Someone posted his photo with a goat, like the animal goat, and he said my photo with John Brzenk. Pemnaful. I stopped following cricket altogether. Okay, where are you originally from, Mohammed? Like where were you born? Another super chat. Travis B. First time, I think I'm reading your comment first time on my channel. Keep up the good content, man. Your predictions have been spot on. And I think I should take less credit for my predictions because I really give predictions on matches. Like I don't give predictions on all matches. Maybe 60% of them that I'm really sure about. That is why the prediction rate is really high. Thanks very much, Travis. Thank you very much. Like, yeah, I hope people won't put Devon on a pedestal when he beats John in December. I stopped watching. Okay, Sumitra John. Now in cricket, many politics and Jua had taken place, so don't watch cricket. Josh, I think Devon is getting more credit for beating Michael than he may deserve. He was big and impressive, but what if Michael was just had a bad day? Like, what kind of bad day we are talking about? I think he's getting credit because no one has ever beaten Michael Todd like that. Not Andre Pushkar, who was considered number one in the world, who was not considered. Not Denis Plenkov, who surely was number one in the world during his time, and not Dmitry Trubin. I don't think Dmitry has been number one, but no one was able to beat Michael Todd 6-0 just like that. Just like Devon. I think that is why he's getting all the credit. And even Europeans are giving some credit to him because they have faced Michael and they know what it means. They know what it would mean to beat Michael Todd 6-0 like that. And talking about bad day, I don't really buy it when someone says that they are the strongest just before the match and even after the match, maybe for 3, 4, 5 days, that I'm the strongest that I've ever been. And after the match, you say that I just had a bad day. I really did not like that Michael Todd saying that. Really didn't. So ultimately, Pradeep, what do you think would be the best match for Bowen right now? Also, how do you think he would do at Zloty Tour if he could cut to the thing about Zloty Tour? I saw that in his goals for himself that he had long term, short term, and long term goals up to 10 years. Zloty Tour, I think he wanted to win Zloty Tour in 2 years. 2 years this year, for sure, he's not going to win that. Next year, if he trains hard enough, maybe. Why I'm saying that? Because Zloty wouldn't be the Zloty tour that used to be 2 years or 1 year ago because of top 8 95 kg. So already the top 8 guys are out of Zloty and a lot more better guys are competing over in WAF. So the competition isn't really high in Zloty 95 kg just because of top 8 95 kg. So I think if he wins in 2, 3 years, I won't be surprised just because of the level 95 kg and the super heavyweights isn't high because of top 8. The top 8 guys are out. Joe Downing, they should swap Ryan for Lachlan versus Irakli. Okay, you answered one more question. Who is the best match for Bowen right now? Ryan Bowen, best match. In 2022, I think it RVJ versus Bowen can be a good match. Maybe in 7, 8 months from now. Right now, I think RVJ can beat Bowen. I also said that in one of my comments that in 2022, if that match happens, I would pick Ryan Bowen over RVJ, but definitely not now. Definitely not now. Right now, who could be a good match, man? Bojidar. Bojidar versus Ryan Bowen. Really good match. That's the match I want to see. Maybe I would still favor Bojidar in that match because he can force Ryan in a hook and he rarely loses in a hook. But it would be really, like, really close. Joe Downing. They should have brand Benjamin Mack. Scary thing, John says he's stronger now and feels more healthy in his shoulder. That is quite evident with his side pressure. The guy who says the weakest part in his body is his shoulder and then has a ton of side pressure like that. Almost Todd Hutchings level side pressure. Pradeep, will you follow the Euro arm? Yes, I will. I think the juniors are about to start in a couple of days, maybe. I watched Coach Ray's video and the Europeans. Some news for you guys. Maybe I'll make a video about it. The people are saying that the level of European Championship is not going to be really high this time because Turkey is not participating. They are going directly to Worlds, and what Russia did not get the visa for some reason, so no one from Russia is coming. And Georgia is banned from WAF because they were not able to organize the world championships this year. 17 gold medals or something like that. Your connection is unstable. Okay, right now it is stable. So these three nations had more than what 70% of medals, the gold medals, and they are not participating, so level is not really high this time. Don't ever count out John. Okay. Pebnapul. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. My parents are from Bangladesh. Okay, right. John said he doesn't care if Devon is 400 pounds. He is still confident. I always love trash talk. That was a great show by Gary Roberts, Travis Bagent, and John Brzenk. Paul Linn was also there. Bow Hunter 30x. Don't ever count John. Okay, I already. Edgar. Michael had a sort of a brain freeze during that match with Devon. I don't know about that. Sorry, brother, I cannot read your Russian name. The fact that John at 57 still beats some elite American pullers means that he is so good, or just the level of American arm wrestling is low. I think the later statement, the second statement, is true. I still don't think that John Brzenk is a elite 220 pounds guy, 225 pounds guy. I think right now the top level guys in American arm wrestling, I think it is really low. And that is a sad thing to see. Like, still the guys who were on top 20 years ago, still they are dominating. So when they retire in 10 years, like, who is going to carry the flag for America? Vovoda smashed Todd 6-0. Yes, Alex 1750. Yes, he did smash in 2007, sorry, 2007. But when we're talking about beating Michael Todd dominantly, when I say that no one has ever done that, or when someone else say that they have never seen Michael Todd lose like that, they mean the King's move. After 2010, Michael Todd, who had a really good King's move. Michael Todd did not have the King's move in 2007. And at that time, not only Vovoda, there were a lot of guys who would have beaten Michael Todd in the same fashion, 6-0. And even now, there are a ton of guys who can beat Michael Todd 6-0 if he does not have a King's move like 2007. So we are talking about after 2010. Shubham Yadav, would Dennis get the same appreciation if he beat Chance, Paul, or Dimitri? He would obviously crush them while sleeping, right? I think he will be blamed for steroids, and people will still go really hard at that. Salty Matt makes sense. I don't remember what makes sense. Edgar, if MMT did have some sort of a nervous breakdown that day, then everyone is going to look like a fool after John beats Devon. That would be like really crushing for North America. Like, John is still at the top because Devon in North America is right now he's number one. And if John beats him, what does Michael Todd think about that? But I don't think it is going to happen. I really don't think it is going to happen. If MMT did have some sort of an okay, Michael Todd gets weaker and weaker every year, but keeps saying that he is getting stronger. And you know what I'm saying. I know what you're saying. And this is one more thing, like, everyone, I'm like kind of fed up hearing everyone saying that I'm the strongest that I have ever been. How can you be always be the strongest you have ever been in every match? Like, almost every match, everyone says that same thing. Okay, I missed some chats. Titan. But pre King's Move Todd didn't have that fame of being too hard to run over all rounds. Right, right, right. You answered him. Great. Brockton Dog. You deleted your comment. Okay, again. Irakli would waste both of the Australians. They are super overrated. Yeah, I think Lachlan, Irakli could beat Lachlan also. You're right. For sure, he's stronger in a hook. But I saw in round three, like, Lachlan was flat wristed against Bowen. So I think he can take his hand. And I don't see Lachlan pressing him like that. Maybe, I think maybe Irakli could beat Lachlan as well. Although, like Devon said, Michael was focusing on a lot of trash lifts for YouTube. Right. I don't really understand how that cardio training works for Michael Todd. He says it works, and after he lost to Devon, he said that a lot of people are advising me to do some traditional pronation and wrist curls, and he will be doing that. But we haven't seen him doing that yet. Todd was a monster back then, even benched his PR till date. It's like Bovoda was insane that. Alex, King's move, King's move. Edgar. MMT was too invested with his sponsors and traveling circus. He was doing, he kept talking about wanting to be the underdog and sabotaged himself. It is difficult, man. It is difficult. Like trying to make YouTube a career. Like it is easy to say that Michael Todd is a full time arm wrestler or Ryan Bowen is a full time arm wrestler. But YouTube takes a lot of your time, like the sponsorships you're gonna have to manage and everything. That really takes away. Like most of the athletes in other big sports, top level athletes, they really start getting active on YouTube and social media after they kind of retire. You will not see in other sports like the top athlete also being the top YouTuber. Like you will never see a top bodybuilder be a top bodybuilding YouTube channel. It only works in arm wrestling. No other sport will you see that. Maybe some exceptions, but I don't know. Maybe you can correct me on this. It is really difficult to be a top level YouTuber, high performing, and at the same time be a top level athlete. YouTube takes a big toll from your time. That was 2007, Alex, right? I'm aware. 2007 was far stronger back then in gym lifts, true, right? Who just became a member? Travis B. Welcome to I Am Beast. Thank you very much, man. Thanks, guys. The dollar icon, you can become a member from there on my channel if you want to support me, if you want to help me be able to do this full time. Thank you very much, Travis. Where was I? Sorry, but not in hand. Okay. Although I do agree with he said he was the best, he might not have been. Okay. Kirsten Prodigy. John Brzenk will prove that he is the best middleweight in the world again. Okay. Is Bowen. And I was surprised in the second round. I thought that John Brzenk tried to test his hook against Paul Linn, but that wasn't the case. Gary Roberts asked John Brzenk if it was experiment or something, and John Brzenk said no. He took me there. He took me in a hook. So if Paul Linn is able to force a match in a hook against John Brzenk, and when Bartwood is the referee, like when Bart is the referee, you are really loading before the go. When John goes over there against Zoloev, for sure he's going to force John in a hook. I don't really have any doubt after that. And can John Brzenk do a can opener like 2015 on Zoloev? I don't think so. He would have to beat Zoloev in a hook. And Zoloev is really good in a hook. Don't judge him by his match against Todd Hutchings in a hook. Todd Hutchings is a beast in a hook. So let's see, Kirsten. Let's see. Is Bowen elite at any weight? Elite, like you mean top 10 in the world? I don't think so. At any weight, maybe in the lighter weight categories, not in the weight that he can cut to. Amir, I don't agree that John is not an elite puller in his weight class, okay? But right now you are watching him beat Americans. That's all we have seen right now after his comeback. Dimitri Kechen is not an American, and he also plays in Europeans. I know that very well. But still, if Dimitri was that big of a name, like everyone must have heard about him before that. Like Even Engin Terzi did not know anything about Dimitri Kechen before that match, and Engin is the most obsessed guy with arm wrestling. So I would say that Dimitri, I don't think Dimitri is that high of a level of arm wrestler if Engin Terzi doesn't know him. So let's see how it goes against. And if like Zoloev is top, like he's number one in the world at 90 kilos, and if John beats him, that is really, really big thing for him. But that would be a good match. I would favor Zoloev in that match. Linn is no joke. He is elite. Where? Like where? Paul Linn is like really good. I know that. But where? I don't think Paul is elite. He won the Arnolds, right? But if he goes to Zloty, can he win that? If he goes to WAF, can he place like top 8 in there? I doubt that. Rob K. I don't think Michael Todd ever beat John. No, he hasn't. I don't think he has even one pin over John. What do you think about Lachlan now? What would be a good match for him? Good question. Good match for him. If I were the matchmaker, I would place him against Corey West. Great match. And some guys are even saying against Pork Chop from Canada. I'm yet to see more matches from him. I'm not sure if he's a good match, but Corey West for sure is a great match for Lachlan right now. Todd Hutchings, I would still assume that Todd Hutchings is just a level above in terms of strength. Okay. John needs to beat everyone in the West first before he messes with the East. Edgar Wright. And John, what Gary Roberts suggested to John, he should have as many close matches as he can before he goes to the top again. And I really like that idea. I don't want John to have 3 matches and fourth match is Devon Larratt, which he loses. That kind of dilutes the or kills the excitement. If John somehow beats Devon, the next match everyone would want was him versus Levan. What excuse will Michael Todd make when Gennady smokes him? Maybe a lot of them. But I'm favoring Michael Todd in that match if he still has his pronation after his nerve damage or something like that. Alex wants, I'm sorry, Joe. Best matchup would be John Brzenk versus Hutchings by far. Almost same age, almost same weight. Okay, where did that go? Both of them in great form. Would also determine the US number 1 to 3240. Makes far more sense. Right. It is a better match than John Brzenk, but than Devon Larratt. But I think Todd Hutchings take that match easy. I think he takes that match because if you have seen the red t-shirt Todd Hutchings big mustache, if you have seen that match, John Brzenk was not able to pin Todd Hutchings in a hook. He cannot pin Todd Hutchings even back then, and Todd Hutchings was what 6, 7, 8 years into the sport at that time, and right now I don't think John has anything for Todd Hutchings in a hook, and even inside the straps or outside the straps, if he takes his wrist slightly, I'm having a hard time seeing that John may be able to finish him. But let's see. I think that match will happen. I think that match will happen next year, but I would favor Todd Hutchings in that match. Where do you think Jerry stands, in North America or in US? In North America or US, please type. Alex, I've read that. Harrison, where do you think? Okay, I've read. Mohit Kumar, want John to win against Devon. I always support the underdog. A lot of people are rooting for John Brzenk. Engin Terzi asked today, just a couple of hours ago, 3 hours ago maybe, who do you want to win? Not who do you think is going to win. Who do you want to win? And John Brzenk got twice as much votes than Devon. Really surprising. Megatron, Travis rocks. Thanks, Travis, again. Brock. If Levan was more active on YouTube, he would have ton of subscribers, right? But Levan really produces high quality, high editing videos, and it is not really easy to be consistent with that level of editing and recording. And if you look at his views, like every video has 50, 60,000, 100,000, 200,000 views. That is just great. Andres Angelov, Morozov versus Corey West. I have No idea how that match is going to go. Morozov, and Corey West is really good at containing top rollers. Said, okay, I think top level, or maybe you're talking about Instagram or something. West lost to Hutchings but will face Morozov. Shubham Yadav, what is the next big match we are waiting for? Next big match that we are waiting for, I think it is King of the Table, December. First match, or I think it has to be first match. Larry Wheels versus Brandon Allen. Then Irakli versus Bowen, if that works out. And Gennady versus Hermes Gasparini. That is going to be a good match as well. Really high energy match. And then the main event, Devon Larratt versus Michael Todd, all on 11th December. These are the big matches that we are waiting for. But there is also a few matches like Eric Spoto versus Mike Allo and Tony Tomlinson versus, I'm forgetting the name. On 13th of November, there, so maybe 13th November, but it is not really a big event. No big names there. Alex. John is much bigger than 90 kg. He is more than 100 kg. Beating Zoloev would be good, but it wouldn't make him number one in his weight, right? Zoloev was bulking for Todd Hutchings, and he was able to get to 93 kilos or something like that. What did Corey West ever do to earn his credits other than endorsement like Monster Michael Todd? Yeah, I was when Corey was on my show. When I interviewed him, I asked him like, do you think you would have got such high level matches like against Todd Hutchings if you didn't hang out with Michael Todd? So I think that it has really big thing to do with him being the training partner of Michael Todd. Neat ideas. Pradeep, how did you get interested in arm wrestling? Just like everyone else in school, like I asked people to arm wrestle me. I was beating everyone in school. I think 90% of the arm wrestling fans are just like that. You were beating you all of you guys here. You were beating everyone in class, everyone in your school, then everyone in college. Then when you started working, everyone in your workplace, all of your family members, and you realized that you are not unbeatable only at your first tournament. I think that this is the story with everyone here. Almost every arm wrestling fan. Megatron, he beat Mike Aiello and Don Underwood. Mike Aiello doesn't really seem to be in his 2014-15 shape anymore when he was like really giving guys tough time in a hook. When is John match? When is John match versus Zoloev? Anyone know? Late January. Second part of January. Plot recapped. It is unbelievable how the lowest ceiling for arm wrestlers like John is higher than national champions. Gennady is going to pull Hermes and then Michael Todd in a month or something, right? I don't get it. And same thing is with Hermes Gasparini. Hermes Gasparini is pulling Dimitri Trubin on 21st and then on 11th. So what? 20 days after that, he's pulling Gennady Kukunia. So it is the same for both. Harrison in NA in North America. Okay. You were talking about, God, I forgot who you were talking about. Jerry, yeah, right, Jerry. You were talking about Jerry. In North America, what, number four? I think he's number four. Michael Todd. Michael and him are really close. Devon beats him. Dave Chaffee beats him. And then that's about it. No one else beats him in North America. I don't really believe right now that Chan Shaw can beat him. Devon says that Eric Spoto would beat Jerry, but we have to see that. Anonymous Anon. Devon hasn't won Zoloty either, and he's being arm wrestling American most of his career. Right? Maybe right. And what do you gain? Like Devon is already very well established on YouTube. He can make a career from arm wrestling. Why does he need to go to Zoloty if it is something it doesn't interest him? And if you're trying to say that he's scared, maybe he is. But why do he need to go there? I don't understand that part. John is a pretty modest guy. When he was asked about a match with Todd, he said he felt comfortable he could beat him in similar. Yeah, I've heard that. John is confident against everyone. If you talk about John versus Levan right now, John still talks about gripping Levan low and forcing him in a hook. Lachlan versus RVJ. What's your pick, Pradeep Pabnapul? I think Lachlan beats RVJ. I think he beats him. Okay, where was I? Harrison. Okay, Devon. Levin versus Devon. Levan versus Devon. Irakli versus Brzenk. Paul Linn versus Lachlan is the match to make. Paul Linn versus Lachlan. I don't think it is a match. Oh, why am I getting calls? Levan. Anonymous. Okay. Devon hasn't won, but John is a pretty modest. We're seeing a lot of these matches with strange timing because they are similar leagues competing with each other. Larry's PR league has the most promise, right, David? Rip Morozov versus Matt Mask. Morozov versus Matt Mask. That Jeff Frank's event is getting delayed and delayed. That match was also set up. I don't know the time. It is only business. What do you think of RVJ's post-match comments after Ryan versus Lachlan? Yeah, he uploaded a couple of videos, and he said that he cannot ignore. He cannot ignore if you talk something about him. He has to reply. He cannot ignore. Good for him. I think he didn't even wait to for the match to end. He was recording during the match after a few rounds and trying to make fun of uh, Ryan Bowen. Toddzilla recently said, "Okay, okay." Toddzilla recently said when he won his first match with Brzenk, it took years for him to win again on John. Okay, right? I do not remember where he said that. Talk to you later, guys. Was a nice show, Pradeep. Thanks, Alex. John Stone. So, Hermes, Gennady confirmed? Yes, it is confirmed. Megatron. But Larry Wheels has not announced it yet. So, maybe it is not confirmed. Ryan and Rob need to settle it in a slapping match. Rob has a really big hand. By Alex. Pradeep always counting John out. No, I predicted him to win against Paulin, against Dimitri also, and against Chanshaw also, I think. I don't remember the prediction. Chancho, why do you think I'm counting him out? I'd pay to see that. Morozov is not so strong right-handed. 90 kg Artem Tenov beat him. Okay, good info there. Not my SG records in the house. Hey brother, do you know anything about Kalishenko match which is supposed to be today on Arm Bets TV 23rd, 24th October. Some matches were on 24th October. Maybe it is the time zones, but I don't think. Yeah, you have mentioned October 24th. Not really, Igor. That the stamp of $10, 9.99 was there. So maybe you'll have to buy that as well. I don't think it is for free, but it is going to be on their website, armbets.net. I think I was losing to everyone in school, but now those same guys struggle with true hands. You have made great progression, man. Keep it up, brother. Is it really today as you record? So flawless victory. Pradeep, who wins out of Chanshaw and Schoolboy? What is your prediction if they pulled? Great match. Great match. Chanshaw actually said that he wanted a match against Schoolboy, but his brother Alex said that give him a couple of years maybe. Schoolboy is not ready for you yet. That is what his brother believes. Phoenix Gamers, India Pakistan match देखा क्या? No brother, I have not watched it. I've stopped watching cricket years ago. Lost interest. Phoenix Gamers, hi Pradeep, bhaiya. Hi brother. When will Vitali pull Levan again? And what is the next match for Vitali? Vitali Leletin next match is it. I don't think it is the second stage of the first stage of top 8 is not over yet. So, and Vitali has already defeated Krasimir 6-0. So, second stage draws are not finalized yet. So, I cannot say anything about that. Not confirmed yet. Nothing is confirmed yet. And Vitali versus Levan, which I believe is going to be the final once again, is going to be in April or May. Jerry versus Zoloev match. Jerry wins. Jerry beats Zoloev. Zoloev defeated Jerry in one match, but next day, I think it was the very next day, Jerry defeated him 6-0. When will Vitaly Polevan? Okay, Lachlan versus Irakli. Who you got? Anubhav Das. I have already answered in that question. I would have Irakli is a very slight favorite in that match because he can take Lachlan's wrist. 10 super heavyweights in the world, right? That is a big question. I won't be able to tell you 10, but Pradeep hates him some RVJ. So no, I don't really hate him. I like, yes, maybe I do hate him. I hate everyone who makes excuses. Like if I lost or anything, like if I made a mistake, just own it, man. Why do you need to blame on steroids and not training, or blaming the referee when you are already on a running foul yourself and saying that he should have been fouled, totally ignoring the fact that you are already on a running foul. These are the things that I don't like. He abused me online, no problem with that. But don't make excuses, man. I already paid $10 for that match as zero kids. Great, man. Top 10 super heavyweights. Levan, number 2, Vitali, number 3. Man, number 3. I have no idea. I have no idea. After that, nothing is confirmed. Maybe Devon, maybe not. Maybe Hermes can beat Devon. I don't know. But Hermes does not have a game on the losing side. And in a 6 round super match, Devon will take him to the losing side for sure. Maybe even with a King's move, but no, Hermes will press through his King's move. I have seen him do that to Michael Todd. King's move won't work. That is a really good match. Hermes versus Devon. Maybe Devon is a slight favorite. I cannot tell you, man. No idea after that. Anyone can win. But Hermes will be there, and Dave Chaffee will be there in 5, and Devon will be there. These three can be the guy. And I don't know the numbers, the serials in PAL format, 7-inch pads. 300-pound Devon versus Dave Chaffee in under PAL rules could be a really, really great match. Neat ideas. Do you see Eddie Hall and Larry Wheels interaction in the elevator at Arnold Classic UK? I did. Yes, I did. And if you're going to confront everyone who said anything about you like that, Larry, and on my video, like a lot of guys were comparing RVJ versus RVJ with Eddie Hall, like them being upset with a prediction. Larry made a prediction. Larry said that he's going to bet money on have Thor or something. He said something like that, and that made him really upset. Eddie Hall, like I considered you a friend, so if he's a friend, he cannot make a prediction against you. Same thing with RVJ. I made a prediction which turned out to be true, and it really rubbed him the wrong way. And he's saying that it is not about the predictions, a series of things. I never said series of anything. I always said that Sasha is going to win. That's all I said. RVJ is entertaining in the same way a ranting drunk or low class adult acting like a child is. Funny, but you wouldn't want to admit to anyone that you know them, right? I watched TDRB Part 5. What is that? So funny. I may know that. Permabal, you may have to elaborate. I pulled versus Kelishenko in 2013, got second place after him, 85 kg category. He got much bigger since then. Can you write your name in English? I really want. I always see your comments on every channel, on my channel as well, but I don't know your name. Anubhav Das, Ryan versus Larry Wheels. Ryan wins. Ryan versus Larry Wheels left-handed. I think Larry wins that match really easy. And I asked a couple of guys, couple of really elite guys. I would not name them, no, tell you the names, but because those were private chats, and both of them said that Michael Todd would leather him, Larry Wheels. But for some reason, I really think that Michael Todd versus Larry Wheels can be a really good match left-handed. Schoolboy is way too much for Michael Todd. Tell me, guys. Okay, let me type the comments. I still have 10 minutes left. Who wins left-handed M. Todd, Larry Wheels? I really believe that it is a good match. And another elite that we have talked about in this chat, the top elite, top of the world. I asked him it again private chat, so I cannot name. He said that it is going to be a good match. It is a really good match. Michael Todd versus Larry Wheels left-handed. And he can make that match happen. Larry is not having a left-handed match. Michael is not having a left-handed match. And Michael cannot claim that he needs time to train left-handed to beat Larry. So I think they can make that match happen then and there in Dubai. I would have to get in touch with some elite guys, some pro guys, maybe with Devon, and tell him to call to advise Larry for that match. Because Michael is going to be there, Larry is going to be there. Why not make it happen? Ryan versus Larry, okay. Zoloev beat Jerry in Poland. Jerry beat him in US. Not the next day. I think Neil Pickup mentioned maybe next week or something like that. But in a super match, Jerry beat him 6-0. And I don't they were wearing the yellow and red t-shirts, PAL t-shirts. I'm quite sure about that. So was that a PAL event in US? Because I'm quite sure with the color of their t-shirts that it was a PAL event for sure. Larry Wheels 51%. Man. RVJ's internet. Okay. Why does Ryan get to pull Irakli? This matchup seems crazy to me. It will not be interesting at all. Maybe his performance against Lachlan yesterday is going to hurt his chances to pull Irakli. Maybe, who knows? I remember RVJ boasting that he is a professional on WL match with Justin Bishop. Sasho kicked his ass and he becomes hobbyist. Right. Did he say that? He's a professional? We need to make a delusional RVJ series as well, maybe. Jeremy, how is your wallpaper misaligned 2 times in 5 feet? I ordered that and those were like two completely separate. Also, the color is different. And I'm thinking about changing this house, so I'm not ordering the new ones. Maybe I will order a green screen or something like that. Philip, ridiculous, isn't it? I would say won't happen. Devon versus Hermes would be an awesome match, right? Top 10 in no particular order. Can Sasho beat John? I think Sasho beats John. Right. I think his hook is too much. Sorry, Stacey Morgan, I had to leave. Did I miss any opinionated questions? No, no. Yeah, maybe you did. Long chat. Only 7 minutes remaining till I sign off. Imran Zakir. Hermes versus Devon is 50-50. Maybe 300 LBS Devon will make it 60-50, but Hermes is dangerous. Hermes is also around 120 kilos right now. First name, last name. Okay. Top 10 is really difficult to answer, but I've all gave my top 5 predictions. I don't think I can give you top 10. Plot recapped. Anonymous, bro, John has multiple pins on Todd Hutchings back in the day too. What the fuck did you watch? In a hook? Are you telling me in a hook? I don't think so. Yes, obviously John has pins on Todd Hutchings. When did I say he does not have? I said in a hook. Brzenk and Michael Todd training in November. When? I've never heard anything like that. My name in English is Mikhail Merkulov. Okay, brother. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know. Monster left is too much for Larry. Okay. Anonymous. Also, Todd's win was sketchy as he did not pin John in last round, but referee called it for some reason. Right. I remember that. I don't think it was a pin either. But the match stopped. The one round that John beat him, he had to roll out of his hand. John, even at that in that match at least, John couldn't beat him in a hook. And that is what I was saying, that John, I don't think he has the power to roll out of his hand during match. Random match, Larry wins. If Michael Todd prepares for this match, Michael Todd wins. Anubhav Das. Maybe right. Smart answer. Josh, I think in the Eddie Hall situation, he was upset because Larry posted Thor was gonna kill Eddie. Yeah, Eddie's head cut off. Right, right, right. You reminded me. More a personal thing than a prediction, right? I feel Michael will win on experience. Brian Lee, Pradeep, any updates on Dennis and Oleg? Can they compete at the highest level again? Dennis has clearly said that he's thinking about starting a family. He has a job now, I think, and he won't compete till his doctor clears him, which from the previous his interviews or something like that, his doctor is very clear that he's not going to let him compete. But Larry, that is why I'm saying that John versus Dennis would have been a good match, because I don't think that Dennis needs to get on a really heavy cycle to beat John. Just TRT, not beat John, but be competitive against him. Maybe just small doses, 200 mg of TRT would do. No way Larry is taking down a King's move. I assume Michael can King's move with his left. I don't think so. I don't think he has a King's move left-handed. PL was making vendettas in Vegas back then. Okay, so it was a PL event in US, right? Thanks for the info. Guys, empty left hand is trash. He said it himself. But maybe if he focuses, he can get good. How tall are you, Pradeep? Just curious. Sorry for butchering your name. Pradeep. Pradeep. And Pradeep. It is not deep. It is deep. D like in Dubai. Dubai. Pradeep. So how tall am I? 179 centimeters. So just a little bit above 5'10", 5'10 and a half. I hope you keep the wall background. I like walls. Guys, please, if you have time, please go over and check Stacy Morgan's channel. Stacy has done a really good things for arm wrestling. He supports, I don't know, right now he's supporting a little bit less, but maybe a 10 arm wrestling channels financially done really great things. And he is making belts for arm wrestling champions and even YouTubers. He's doing really awesome things for arm wrestling. Please check Stacy Morgan out. Ole Mose beats Michael Todd left-handed. Yeah. Ole Mose, he lives in the US, right? I think he lives in US. Seems Dennis and Igor made up. Maybe. Lachlan versus Hermes. Hermes. All day. Not even close. And I like, whenever I posted something about Ryan Bowen back in the day, Lachlan always like abused me in the comments, some racist comments, and I was getting fed up. I did not want to reply to him, but he was like posting on every one of my videos that were not targeted to him, but just against Ryan Bowen. And I got fed up and I blocked him on YouTube. But then I saw his interview a few days ago, a couple of days ago on Grip and Rip channel, 1 hour interview, and like I really like that guy. That is really a genuine person. He said that he knows himself. He said that he's not a big guy. He's a 110 kilos guy, and he can beat anyone in Australia, but not at world level. For world level, even if he gets to 120 kilos, he will cut down to 110 kilos or below to be competitive. Like really, he was really talking sense and like highly practical guy. I became a fan of Lachlan after that match. Where was I? Lachlan versus John. Who do you got? Lachlan versus John Brzenk. Can John take his hand? Man, that is a good match. Slightly, I would have to favor Lachlan. But I would have to see more of his matches right now. How strong is his hand? He seemed to be really efficient in getting a hook against Ryan Bowen. You rock, Pradeep. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you. You're doing really great job. Man, I would have to go with Lachlan. I think he can get John in a hook. I think he can. John's hand is not the same as 2015. So no more comments. Where would you rank Cody Merritt's left hand right now in the world? In the world, I think he's below Levan. I think he's below Vitali, and maybe top five. I think he's top five in the world. He looks really strong. Plot. This argument is so powerful. Dennis can easily be top 10 in the world at any given day. We have not seen left-handed footage of Dennis recently. Maybe, maybe he cannot be right-handed top 10. Maybe left-handed he can, but we need to see his footage. Is my life dropped or something? I'm not getting comments. Okay, did I seems Dennis and Igor made up? All right, I'll have to end this here. Thank you guys. We need more matches so we can all stop speculating, right? Arm wrestlers are having really few matches. I think I'll have to extend it for a couple of more minutes. Please, guys, I forgot. 64 if you are watching here. Please, if any one of you have not, let me check before saying, have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Let me see if the subscriber count goes up. 6772. 6772. And please, thumbs up. 70 likes, I will end this live stream. Please take me to 70. We need more matches. Right now it has become a trend, especially in United States, like competing. And Devon is a big, he's highly responsible for that thing, like competing, peaking for a competition in very few months. And even the new arm wrestlers have taken that approach, like, yeah, we need to peak for a competition. Like, why do you need to peak for a competition? When you go to Olympics, you you have the prelims and the semifinals, even the 400-meter guys. For, like, if you are Kirani James or something like that, who is really supposed to win, the South African guy who set the world record, then you can ease throughout the 400 meters. But the guys who are like three or fourth in the heats, they are giving their all, complete 100% all out effort. And the same day they are racing again, and the next day they are having a finals. So why don't arm wrestlers, I know arm wrestling, it hurts the elbows, not practical to compete the next day, not possible, I would say. But can't you compete the next month? Do you really need to peak like every time 3-4 months to peak? I really don't like that approach. No other sports, I don't think no other sports take this approach. Is Devon's left top 5? No, I don't think his left is top 5 in the world. His right is for sure. Hammer that like button. It is free to do. It costs nothing. Thanks, Stacy. Because when you are on the top, you have nothing to win by competing, right? Who do you think wins between Hermes and Devon? We just talked about it. Really close match. Maybe Devon, because Hermes does not have a really good game on the losing side, and Devon Dana McWhite. Olympic athletes peak before the Olympics. So are you out of touch with? You are so out of touch with competition. They peak before competition, but they have 2-3 races in one day. That is what I was talking about. And many athletes like IAAF championships and Olympics in a separate year. But I have seen top level like Bolt competing in a couple of races in 2 weeks time, 3 weeks time. That is what I was talking about. Didn't John compete in a tournament like every week or two? Yes, it is the same in every sport. No sports athletes take 6 months to peak for a competition. That's what I was saying. 74 likes. Thank you guys. Thank you. 6722. I was at subscriber 677. Okay, I got 3 subscribers. Thank you very much. I'm gonna have to end this stream right now. Thanks everyone for being there. Thank you, Dana White, again. Respect you, brother. I mean, mentally tougher. Oh, guys, please stop commenting now. Didn't John compete in a tournament like I've read that? I think it's the opposite. Much tougher. Okay. It is easier to compete when you are the underdog and have nothing to lose, right? See you. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye. Thanks. John was pulling local guys at bars, hardly high level competition. Maybe. Bye.